Forza Ferrari! Raviglazzi! Charles Leclerc wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Ferrari are back. But they did win last week. But the right guy won this week. And it's Charles Leclerc taking home his first win since the Australian Grand Prix, which seems so long ago. It was the third round of this season. Insane. But are Ferrari back? Or is this just a simple tracker that suited Ferrari more than Red Bull? What is your opinion on the matter?
I don't think they were going. I don't ever think Ferrari's got enough at the pace to challenge. It's been more individual fucking team errors and stuff like that, and mechanical failures.
Agreed, but they have brought a few upgrades recently, and normally they've been much better in quali than they have been in the race, arguably because that's because they fuck up in the race, but
I did think this track would suit Red Bull. Like, I am a bit surprised at how good Ferrari were here.
Yeah. But you got, I mean, Max is in front by a massive distance. He needs, it was no fault of Sainz, like, but
yeah,
he needs...
Ferrari need to be them 1-2s to take points off him, like, they really do.
Yeah. And the best thing for Ferrari as well is probably Mercedes to get up there.
I mean, if it's a straight battle between Leclerc and Verstappen, I mean, Leclerc's going to need, and if Verstappen's going to finish second, Leclerc needs like 7 wins in a row.
Yeah.
To get in front. And especially, I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's going to be difficult.
Yeah, very difficult, especially...
But you say that, I mean, one DNF for Verstappen, another win for Leclerc, and all of a sudden it's...
15 points.
I mean, at one stage, Leclerc kind of had the same lead that Verstappen had now.
Yeah, but the only thing I fear is I just feel Ferrari are a bit more reliable. No, not reliable. I mean, fucking unreliable. That's the word.
that's the one.
I do feel that for yeah, but
right. Anyway, quick race review. Let's stop talking shit.
Race review. So we kick off lap 1. Not an awful lot happening, to be honest. It was a decent start to the race. I'm surprised at Ferrari.
Not a lot happened. Perez got fucking shunted.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the initial start. Not a lot happened. Like, I expected...
What do you expect?
I expected something similar to the sprint.
What do you expect to happen in the initial start?
Guan Yu Zhou, the fucking flip in the Rose Ed. Didn't happen, but, the front three basically stay as they are. Perez goes round the outside of Russell, right? Definitely Russell's fault, but Perez, should he risk it?
Not on lap 1. I mean, I think Perez, I get he wants to be beside the rest, right? I totally get that, and he's maybe thinking, look, obviously the quicker you get in front of Russell, the better. But I think we've seen how many times at that corner going round the outside.
Him last season, you get
yeah, same thing happened.
I think it was Norris.
No, but we've seen time and time again that
Hamilton did it to Albon.
But we have seen time and time again that going round the outside in that corner is a risk. And I think especially at the start of the Grand Prix when people are defending positions and the tyres aren't fully. I just think first lap I wouldn't be risking that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to play the long game.
Yeah, and that ended his race because it damaged the side pod.
Worst case scenario, if he stays behind him, I mean, he's probably get him on lap 3 when the DRS opens up.
Yeah.
But, no, he went for it. And even then, it's not like he could recover. I think if there was no damage, I still think Perez could have... I mean, I actually think he maybe would have got a podium. If there was no damage, because obviously with Sainz getting it, I do think Perez could have had the pace, but
yeah, he definitely could
really
have
good
finished
pace
fifth,
in the sprint race, but damage, and that was it really.
That was it for a big.
I'm surprised it took so long to retire him, because they kept him out for
24 laps.
But he was even then he was constantly falling behind, and he was losing time to 19th.
Put it into perspective, I know he went. When Latifi did 24 more laps on him.
Put that into perspective.
No, but I put the top right thing into perspective. Yeah, but Latifi had the second slowest lap time, but actually went a second quicker than him, which sums it up. But yeah, after this, the race kind of died down. Hamilton made a mistake. Mick Schumacher overtook him. Right, shout out to Mick Schumacher. We've been burying the guy this season.
I think more you than me, to be fair. I don't think I've ever... I'd probably say, he's not...
Well, let's be real. Start of the season, Magnussen came in and was destroying him and he'd been out.
I have probably said he's not worthy of the name Schumacher, right? I'm not denying that. I probably have said that. But I don't think I've ever turned around and said, you know what, he is dog shite. I think you have been a bit harsher on him than I have.
Take the last 2 races out of it, you would not be having this conversation.
This is the second season in F1, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's improved a lot this season, hasn't he?
Well, the car's improved a lot, like that helps.
No, but he's closer to Magnussen, come on.
Oh, he's better than Magnussen this weekend. Easily. But Mick Schumacher gets past Hamilton, then Hamilton basically gets stuck in a train. You've got Ocon, both Haas's. Well, Russell's holding them up because he's got front wing damage, and that goes back to the McLarens. Alonso's fighting his way through. We've basically comes apparent though that Ferrari just have a quicker race car than Red Bull. Leclerc overtakes Max. I mean, Max could have defended more, but I think he fought. I think even on that lap 12, he thought, fuck, I have no pace here, really, these guys. He didn't want to fight it too much. I mean, he fought it enough, but not too much. But he pits first, and then at this point, Red Bull have to commit to an attacking 3-stop, but instead they go for a 2-stop that they have to hold on to. But when you already have an inferior car, how can you hold on to a lead? You know what I mean?
You can't.
Like, it makes sense for Ferrari to do that strategy, but not them. It's both of them get past. Then we have the Hamilton goes long. Russell pits. He falls behind this whole group of midfield cars. But he changes his front wing. Both marks make their way through. And anyone trying to say that Mercedes don't have the third fastest car need their melons looked at.
Yeah, no, this annoys me. I feel like, especially with Hamilton, Russell kind of goes under the radar, but they make out as if Hamilton is driving the fucking wheels off this Mercedes. When in reality, most races, he's actually been worse than Russell, and he's just finishing best of the rest. And it just happens to be that Red Bull and Ferrari have been pretty unreliable this season, and in quite a few races actually, several cars from at least one of each team have had issues. Whether it be, DNF issues or just issues that have sent them to the back of the grid. It's very rare there's been a race this season where Ferrari or Red Bull did not have a problem.
Well, I mean, this just kind of proves that you can't really take Leclerc and Max fastest laps into it because they were the only two that pit for 3 times, apart from Alonso. But the gap between Hamilton's fastest lap and Sainz is like 3 tenths, right? 3 and a bit tenths. And then the gap for him to the nearest car that ain't the top 3 teams is about the same. So that just proves to me that they are in that middle ground. They are in no man's land.
Yeah.
Especially at tracks that don't really suit them. Silverstone, they were definitely in the fight, like.
I'm not saying Hamilton should be challenging Ferrari and Red Bull, but I don't think him getting 3rd place when Sainz retires and Perez gets taken out at the start, I don't think that's... And Russell had his issues. To me, what's he done? To me, he's finished best of the rest.
Exactly.
I mean, were we supposed to praise him for beating Ocon? Because I think if he finished behind Ocon over 71 laps and there was no issues, I think you'd be like, fuck, that's shocking behind him. So.
What the hell's going on? But there was a 5-way battle. It was Zhou, Alonso, both Haas's, and Lando Norris. Highlights, I think, that the car changes this year definitely have worked. They can follow a lot easier. You would never got this in previous years.
And the competitiveness of cars, I think, are weird this season. It's like, I mean, at the start of the season, I think you could have made a case that McLaren looked 4th quickest.
Well, no, it's weird because the first race, McLaren looked 3rd slowest, and then in Australia they looked 3rd quickest. They looked quicker than Mercedes in Australia.
It's weird. Like, I would say race to race, the midfield order changes drastically.
Yeah.
I mean, Aston Martin in the first few races looked good. The F1 game, I think, has Aston Martin before the update. The F1 game had Aston Martin's 4th quickest car.
Aston Martin, are you sure?
You don't think Aston Martin looked fast at the start?
It looked alright, but it's also...
but I mean, now...
Alpine, were literally challenging for, the front row in Australia and fucking Canada.
Now you would say Aston Martin is the 2nd slowest.
Yeah.
Maybe slowest, depending on how shite Latifi is, or how good Albon is, depending on that, but I don't know. How many times has Aston Martin both knocked out of Q1?
I think it's 3 races in a row now.
That's crazy.
And AlphaTauri, they're just a team that Gasly's been disappointing this season. And Tom Gasly wipes out Vettel. Yeah, Vettel.
5-second penalty for him.
Vettel spins for... This is the
it.
only race I can remember the amount of drivers getting penalties for track limits.
Yeah,
it was like the fucking game.
Verstappen came out and says that it was disgraceful. Hamilton was complaining. He says I didn't go off, and then
the replay shows he went off.
And then the engineer says to him, "We'll have a look at it." And then Hamilton went, everyone else is going off too. So, Hamilton's just a fucking... He's a psychopathic liar. I mean, that's what he is. Why didn't you just say that? He did go off, but... Then he says, but everyone else is going off, which is basically him saying, oh look, I did, but I didn't do anything that no one else isn't doing. Why not just be honest?
Yeah, exactly.
See the start, say, oh, I didn't go off. Why not just say, you know, it's hard, man, everyone else is going off. But...
Yeah, but the end of the race, damn it. We have Leclerc, he overtakes Max.
But I think Hamilton was insinuating that they were being harsh on him because it was at Red Bull's, you know, not Max's home race, like, but one of Max's home races. Because sure, I'm pretty sure the Crown were being accused of being racist and all this shit.
Multiple stuff they were. Homophobic, all that stuff. Don't know what was going on, to be honest, but... Yeah, Leclerc...
We keep the politics out of it here on Fog Racing.
Nah, you want to see politics, you check out...
Someone else's channel.
I know what's... Because, oh, brother. Anyway, right, Leclerc overtakes Max.
Fog house, down.
In the middle of our street, fog house.
Hey, anyway, right,
yep.
Leclerc.
Leclerc's overtook Max. He's won, right? He's won. Signs in the DRS. He's about to overtake him.
About to make it a 1-2 for Ferrari. Forza engine is fucked. I feel sorry for Sainz. I mean, last two races... Alright, let's be real. Brittany got fucking lucky.
I'd say here he's fucking better. You know what?
I do. I think he was better here than he was in Britain. But Canada, I thought he was good as well. And, you know, it's like... He's went from being, like, miles behind Leclerc. He pulls it back in, like, 2 races. And then he's just miles behind him again.
Yeah, yeah, and Perez is also at the title fight, let's be honest.
It's mad, like, how close Perez was to Verstappen a couple of races ago.
After Monaco, and now it's fucking nowhere near. Yeah, heartbreak for Sainz. Both the top 2 pit. Leclerc's got a pedal issue. Alonso pits, but the Alpine fuck him up, and he somehow ends up like 14th.
I just don't know why they didn't put the softs on. Same with Verstappen. Same with Red Bull, right? They've seen that they don't have the pace behind Leclerc. But they must know at that stage that they're guaranteed second.
I know.
Why not risk the softs?
Like, he finished a second and a half behind him and Leclerc had issues. In
Why
fact,
not?
you put softs on.
It baffles me. Oh, soft tires ain't good. I mean, I'm pretty sure they could go 15 laps, like.
It was less than, it was fucking 10.
And especially with the light fuel loads, it was 12 actually. Or 11. Especially light fuel loads at the end. Same with Alonso.
17.
I mean, if Alpine put softs on Alonso, I mean, you could, who knows how high it would go. But, yeah, I mean, that's it. So, Leclerc wins, Verstappen second, Hamilton gets the podium, Russell 4th, Ocon 5th, 6th was, I believe... Schumacher. Great for Schumacher, to be fair.
You know what? He's actually showed traits of his fucking father this weekend. He was actually really good at defending.
Tell you what, when we do driver of the day, driver ratings, he could be.
He could be. Lando Norris 7th, alright, I think. Magnussen, alright, but you'd expect him to beat Schumacher. But then again, Schumacher, maybe he's coming into his own element. Daniel Ricciardo, 9th. This guy, I think this guy
stole a couple of points today.
Yeah.
I think he is shit. I straight up think the guy is shit.
I think he was good. He was a good driver. I think he was good at one stage. It kind of reminds me of like Webber, doesn't it? Webber was looked really good.
When did Webber ever fall off the cliff like this guy?
I know, but Webber does have his seasons, 2011 and 13, it was fucking nowhere. And it's on a one-horse race. So when you put it like that, and then Alonso 10th, we're not going to go through there. I mean, I feel like Albon had a pretty decent race for Williams, but...
I thought Stroll done pretty well, but he fucking finished nowhere.
I know. It was weird though, Shinoda and Stroll on the exact same strategy as Alonso end up 13th and 15th or 16th, and Alonso makes an extra stop and had a very slow stop.
Yeah, one thing that bothered me is the Sainz incident. I mean, the car was in flames, it was rolling towards the track, and they didn't bring out a full-scale safety car. I thought that was very strange,
Yeah.
Now, who knows, a full-scale safety car probably wins for starting the race.
Yes. That's probably fucking why. They won me 750. But anyway, guys, that is it for your race review. We'll be back. Check out tomorrow, part 3 of the F1 career mode. Saudi Arabia.
Driver ratings as well.
So if you want to see harassment and abuse, then tune into that, because that's what goes down in Saudi.
You wearing your wee rainbow?
Oh, I'll be wearing it. Aye, that's what they were abusing me. Wee rainbow flag on the McLaren Halo,
Austrian fans Austrian fans don't have nothing on those camel lovers. You say that?
No, you can say that.
Not what I wanted to say, but
We'll gloss at that. But anyway, guys, that's it for your race review. We'll be back very soon. Well, 2 weeks to the French Grand Prix. But
is that the last race before the summer break?
No, there's 2 more. I think it's always Hungary. So France and Hungary. I think Hungary will suit Ferrari. But realistically, I think Leclerc needs to outscore Max in France and then beat him in Hungary and go into...
Yeah, Hungary's like a Monaco for the Barry or something, really.
Exactly, but yeah. Ferrari... I mean, it's not over, like, but one more retirement and a win for Max, and it's fucking...
Yeah, let's be real. See, let's say in France here, if Leclerc DNFs and Max gets a win, it's...
Realistically, Leclerc should have won last week, and Max should have still finished 7th, and he should have pulled the gap more. And then this week wouldn't seem as bad. You know, I mean, he beat them on the home turf. But anyway, that's it for the race review. What would you get out of 10 in the race? I thought it was actually alright, but...
Get a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I'll get a 6. It wasn't quite Silverstone. Silverstone was pretty good.
Silverstone's probably one of the best races I've seen in a long time. 6 out of 10. Austria's one of my favourite tracks, but I don't know, I thought it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest.
Yeah. It's alright. It's not bad. 6 out of 10. Viva la raza.